nice and tidy edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles, and the little CC on the screen will enable closed captioning. That way, if I am a little bit harder to understand with that double playback speed, the subtitles might help you out. All right, well, I know that it's not a nice little edited video, but if you sew with me, we'll get there together and it'll be lots of fun. And now for the live stream. Happy sewing! Hello. 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 Hi, Hannah. Hi, Elena. Yeah, no worries. Hi, Shim. How's it going? I'm just doing a little experiment because I know now why the facing is sewn to the waistband. Hi, Ann. How's it going? You're still in Puyallup. And I forgot because there's a center front zipper. So I was thinking of a different way to sew this. But we'll see. I'm not sure. Because if I, just bear with me here. I need some, how are you guys doing? Whoops, whoops. Yeah, right? It is really cute. Do you guys ever do this? Hi, Margaret. How's it going? Yeah, I often just like photocopy, like this is the photocopy of the pattern pieces. I put the black outline because the lines are always so faint, you know. And then I enlarged it like 25% just to see if I can finish this waistband on the right side. But I have another idea actually, because that won't work. It's too much trouble to make it work. Like there's no point to it then, right? The reason I like to finish the waistband on the front is that you get a nicer look easier, right? You don't have to worry about like catching the inside of the waistband. But because of the zipper, that kind of complicates things in the waistband because we need a clean finish here down here at the bottom, right here. So what I'm thinking is if I need like a fake zipper. I need a fake zipper. Come on, what do I have here? Oh, there's a whole sample in here. Here we go. It's a fake zipper. Hey, Terry, how's it going? I like doll clothes. Hi, Lisa, how's it going? Yeah, I used to do this a lot with a stapler at my desk. You know, because some design rooms don't have sewing machines. So, and if you don't have a sewing machine in the room, you don't have like sewing supplies or fabric or anything. We would have sometimes fabric because we needed to know what it was like. But I hated it. I hated that sometimes. Every design room I worked in, by the way, if it didn't have a sewing machine at the beginning, it had one soon after. Because I'm like, wait, what do you mean there's no sewing machine in here? All right, here's my zipper. I need something very clear, so I'm not trying to keep track of stuff. Okay, so if I have this done and I have my outer thing done, I have to paint a picture for myself, and I go like this, And I sew this, and this is clean finished. Okay, wait, I don't think this is what I'm thinking of. Sorry, I will get sewing soon, but I really need to know this so we can set ourselves up the way we want. You know what I mean, jelly beans? No, that's not what I'm thinking. Because this one will have you, there's nothing wrong with the sewing instructions on this, by the way. It's just that you are going to have to catch the inner waistband from the right side. And I don't know about you, but I don't like doing that. So if this were like this, right? Okay, so we need this to be attached already. No. Yeah, see, this is really tricky because what I need, oh, wait. Sorry, I should have done this before I started. If I put the zipper here and we sew this to here, like this, we've got a clean, finished thing. And then we go like that, turn. Okay, yeah, I think I got it. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. If we have this right sides together like this. I don't think this is it. Hey, Diane, how's it going? Good, I'm glad. Hey, Ray, how's it going? Yeah, right, Terry? All right. I gotta look at the pattern pieces. I just gotta look at them without seeing. Here, let's look at it like this. I just need to see the pattern pieces. Without seeing, I'm polluting my brain right here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here, let's look at this picture. So if we have that, if we had a jacket and we put the zipper on the inside first. No, we don't want to do that either. Dang, I know this is possible. Okay. I'm sewing, I like to sew in my head a lot. Let's pretend like this one is already sewn on here, right? If this was already sewn onto the inner, we couldn't do that either. I think what's throwing me is that we can't stitch this waist on the inner waist down to the outer front, but if we had that on there, oh, wait, I think I know what it is. Let's take this apart here. Waistband can't be added on last because the zipper goes all the way through the waistband. Because it's a separating zipper. All right, so let's say, should we gather our little jacket here just for the effect? Oh gosh, I don't think I can gather that. I have a really small stitch length right now. I forgot to change it. Okay, so we're gonna do this. All right, so now we have our front, and that's like that. But if we sew our zipper right sides together here, Nope, that won't work either. Gosh darn it. Let's see. How would I do this? I actually think the way I would do this would be a little bit cuckoo, so it's probably not a good idea. Because I would probably use the center front edge as the last spot. Don't do that. That's cuckoo. I feel like, okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I feel like there's a way to leave the bottom edge here raw. And that be your last point, right? The problem with this is the juncture right here at the center front waistband and the inner facing. This is the problem. Like, this isn't a wrong pattern piece. I'm just saying, like, that's what's making it hard. Because what happens is that you need this right here to be continuous, right? Because what if, you know, if I could just sew this like this, right? Put this inside waistband to the inner front, right? Like that. But then I couldn't have a clean, finished front. So the thing that will happen is the inner waistband has to be loose. I don't think there's any way around this. I'll have to think about it some more. I'll hold these pieces. I'm about to throw them away. All right, thanks for indulging me. Let's just sew. No, the instructions are perfectly fine, Diane. Yeah. The issue is it's hard to do that last step of catching your inner waistband from the outside. And I was trying to get around that. So let's see. I think the first thing we do is we attach our sleeves to the fronts. So let's do that. And then, let's see, I'm going to try and follow the general steps that they have here. So I'm not going to pre-fold all this. I think that might limit me later. So I'm going to do the sleeves to the body. And then we get right into that zipper area. So we may just be there. All right, Amy, how's it going? Yeah, because this, like they just show you, yeah, they make it look really easy, but I know that that's not going to be really easy. So, all right, so here's our front, back, sleeves. All right, and then this is front sleeves, back sleeves. We're gonna do some flat felled seams today. Woo woo. And I'm putting the fuzzy side on the inside. So I made a mistake when I cut my bands out. Thanks, Jackie. How's it going? Remember how I was like, I recut my bands because I wanted to match the plaid? You know what I did wrong? So when I lined up my pattern piece on the center front, remember I put the seam line in the middle of the butterscotch stripe? But when I did my band, I put the edge of the pattern piece in the middle of the stripe. I confused myself, so. All right, this is the fuzzy side. Wait, this is the fuzzy side. All right, so that's the inside, so this is you. Cool. All right, let's do this. We're gonna do, I added seam allowance to my pattern so that I can do flat felled seams. You don't have to do flat felled seams. I just thought it'd be kind of a nice touch since this jacket isn't very many steps. It's gonna be a pretty quick sew. And it'll probably feel nicer if the seam allowances are nice and flat. Like I think about the little sweater I'm wearing right now, which is kind of grabby, you know, it grabs everything that I'm wearing underneath. I'm kind of hoping flat felled seams will just kind of make it nicer like that, so. Hey Kelly, how's it going? How much did you, wait, what? Oh, how much did I add? It's a centimeter seam allowance, so I added 1/4 of an inch. That's what I like. Like, I feel like 5/8 is a good number for flat felled seams, but you can do whatever you want. As long as you have enough to do it, right? There's also, like, there's a few seams, but there's really not a whole lot. I mean, this jacket's pretty small, you know, when you think about it. No pockets. We love sewing on curves. We love sewing on curves. I say that, but I got a little bit off there. Let's do the backs to the back, and then we can go to the iron. Hey, Kira, how's it going? Hey, Julie. All right, so let's see here. This is that's the fuzzy side, okay. I really can't see the difference in this fabric, but I can feel it. So that's what I'm going with. That one goes there. All right. Although this one feels... Yeah, okay, that's right. I was like, do I have 2 left sleeves? All right. We could probably very easily sew this whole thing in one stream. You got what you got? Cool. That's funny because like 3 of us had the opposite experience. I was like, okay, that's nice, you were generous and all, thank you, but I did not need this much of this fabric and I have been trying to use it up. And how do you like the denim, Shem? Yeah, I'm not surprised they don't cut straight. You know. That's our lot in life right now. Nobody cuts on grain. All right. You could just overlock these together. You could French seam this too. That would be really nice, especially if you're doing maybe kind of a lighter, crisper fabric, like something smoother. This flannel is going to be a little grabby. That's why I was thinking the flat felled seams would be kind of nice too. So it doesn't grab whatever I'm wearing over it. All right, we're going to go to the iron. I think I turned it on. Let me turn this. Oh, I'm going to bump that, aren't I? There we go. Oh, how was the linen? Oh, I forgot. I got Nancy's package in the mail. I was going to open it with you guys. Okay. Oh, I can smell my iron is on. Cool. All right, so we're going to press this towards the sleeve. And because we're at the ironing board, we can trim it over here too. So let's press them all so we can be really methodical about it first. There's one. And here's another one. It hasn't arrived yet. Oh, okay, cool. Terry, what are you buying linen for? I know you and I got stuck in the linen vortex on that one website. I'm still trying to use that stuff. This Seam Allowance looks gigantic. Is that not very accurate there? I do not. I think that is a lot more than 5/8 right there. Hey Heidi, how's it going? All right. I was supposed to do this, did I do my flat felled seams wrong? Wait. I did these wrong. They were supposed to be right sides or wrong sides together. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Kind of. It's not that funny. Let me get my rotary knife. We'll go with it. That's really funny that I just did that. I just did a video about doing these things, and yeah. Okay. I always do this with the piece you're cutting on the bottom, so that you don't cut anything else. With scissors, it's even more safe, I think. I'm trying to reach out. I know. I'm still buying linen too. I think the one you're talking about is the one we got kind of stuck. Well, I don't know. Was that New Zealand? I'm not sure. I think that's really funny that I did that. Because it does look better when you do it the other way. Right now it's going to look a little like, in my opinion, when you do them backwards like this, it looks like a mysterious seam. It's like when you first discover the inseam of your jeans that you buy is a flat felled seam, and you're like, how did they sew that? Like, what came first, you know? And mainly because those seams are done on a machine, you know, like they don't have a real person that does the step by step of it. It's just a machine that does it, and it's slightly different than what we do. Just caught my fingernail on that. All right. I scare you with it. I feel like that's because of the perspective of the camera angle. I really do think it's the perspective, because the camera is so high up, right? Like if you could see me, you're talking about almost an ironing board length, right? Now, if you were down here looking like this, you would see how far away my hands are from things. Because I've gone back and looked. When I first started streaming, I got so many comments about it, and it started to get a little bit intrusive. I'm not going to iron it. You know, because it came, a lot of times it came off from people like I was being unsafe, or they knew better. Some people were kind of rude about it. But yeah, it's just a perspective thing. Like here, you know, there's a long way between me and the camera. Here, you can see here's the camera. The surface down here. All right. I could just put this on the right side, to be honest. Since I was very consistent with putting my pieces together, I can hardly tell the difference between the fuzzy side and the right side, or the other side, I mean. So what's nice is that I don't think I notched the bodice armhole. so when I notched my sleeve there, remember I was kind of bummed I put the 2 notches in there? I just trimmed those notches off, which is kind of nice. So, all right. We're also going to do this on the underarm seam and on the shoulder seam, which goes down the length of the sleeve. I don't pre-iron. If you want to pre-iron when you do this, you're probably going to get a more accurate width when you're doing it. I try to be accurate with my cutting and just use that as my guide, but clearly I'm not being that specific, or not specific, but I'm not being that detailed. These kinds of things get kind of lost in the print. A little curve there's throwing me off when it comes from this angle. Let's get my awl out. The fabric store online. There's so many fabric stores called Fabric Store. The one I think that Terry and I ordered a lot from was Fabric Dash Store. See, nice and flat. Look on the inside, looks nice and flat. Well, this is my right, I was choosing this to be my right side of my fabric, but it doesn't really matter. It can be this side. So you have that double stitching look. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to check out that movie too. Let's see, this is my other front. Let's just manage our pieces here. Fronts and our backs. I'm gonna check out that movie. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It is addictive. I had to like mute them on Instagram or something. I was like, you need to stop. I know you have my number with linen, but see, this is. I'm gonna take this out right here because just only because I wanted to show you. This is one of my little things that I do. You know, you have these bad habits. Here's one of mine. It's not that bad, but I can tell that even though my seam allowance is kind of incorrect right here, it's not the same as what's down here. This is such a classic thing I do when I am approaching junctures at the underarm when I'm setting in a sleeve too. I've talked about this before, that I'll start the sewing at that underarm point because I always start down there. And then when I come back all the way around the sleeve and I'm approaching that little spot, it's like the stitches like that, like if I'm coming along my curve like this, these stitches that started are like, they look like they're like going like that, even though I know I did not stitch them that way. I am stitching them that way. And so I come, you know, and I want to like sync up with this original line, and they're like winging out that way, and I always have to remove a few. So it's like one of those little things, like even to this day, I still have quirky things I do and habits that I have not broken myself of. And live streaming has really shined a light on some of those things. I used to be self-conscious of my sewing, and I just like stopped. So. Oh yeah, no worries, Anne. I don't really get those comments very often anymore. I rarely cut myself with a rotary knife. You know, when I cut myself with a rotary knife, it's when I'm cutting a lot on the table and like say my hand's over here. It's more like when I pick it up and I move the rotary knife, I'll nick my knuckle. That's the only time I cut myself. I never cut myself like this. I've been using those things since they came out. Yeah, that sounds cool. That movie. Are you guys watching the What's the one on Netflix? The game show one? The reality show one? Next in Fashion? You guys watching that? I don't watch a whole lot of like things. I do watch things. I've actually had to work on watching more TV and stuff a few years ago, and I'm really glad I did because it's such a nice escape. And now my husband and I are in this nice little routine where we try and watch like 1 hour each night together. And so we're like chipping away at a series. So for a while there it was, well, for, you know, it's like The Last of Us on Sundays. And then, you know, now Ted Lasso is back. So that's going to be Wednesdays. So, all right. Looks pretty good. I'm going to pin a label on here now. It's been a while since I used my brand new one. So we're going to put mine on there. And we're going to just pin this to the back so I don't forget. Because I keep forgetting. I think I am, Anne, because I really can't tell. And honestly, that'll make it be smoother on the inside just a little bit. So why not, right? And then my flat felt seams look correct. All right, so we have our sleeves together. So now I think we're going to do this shoulder seam. Let me make sure I'm doing it in the same. Oh, really? The maid? Okay. Let's see. What's the next step that they have you do? Pretty sure it's just the shoulder seams, right? Yep, this one will be trickier. And then we go into the waistband. I better figure something out soon, huh? All right, so let's do this correctly so we have the same look. This is going to be that one, and this is going to be this one. Okay. I think I'll do the shoulder seam. Oh my God, my plaid's matching. I don't think I planned on that. Did I plan on that? Oh, I did. That's right. Okay. Oh my gosh, forgot that. Oh, I'm so glad, Debbie. It's an incredible game. My husband has liked it too. I can tell it's been a little bit hard, you know. Like it's a rough world. I can't wait for the world to see The Last of Us 2, like how the story continues, because there's just the story gets even more nuanced and interconnected and incredible. Like it's just so good. Oh yeah, I've seen that one, Shadow of the Bone. I've been watching A Better Call Saul, which is actually really good. I'm shocked how good it is. I'm matching my plaid at the sacrifice of matching up my sleeve, by the way. Just being honest. I'll show you in just a second. See how it didn't match up right there? But let's see how good my plaid matches. The great thing about a flat felled seam is that you can really, if you have a little wiggle room to match your plaid. You just didn't stay. Oh, see, I did not want to watch that show because his character sort of stressed me out in Breaking Bad. And then, but he's so endearing. All right, I'm going to start from the bottom on this side and look, it doesn't match up. Remember that? It doesn't match up when I was cutting it out either. I was kind of like, what'd I do here? Especially when it matches at the shoulder. So this is such a cheater way to match plaids because the seam, whether it matches or not, it's on the inside and you're not going to see it. Because when we fold this over and top stitch it down, That's what's going to show on the right side, because we're on the right side of the garment right now. I know it's not obvious, and I apologize for that, but it is, you know, we can kind of like smush things together here and there, you know. So we'll see you, Ray. Have a good day. I have to say, with Better Call Saul, I like the other story happening. The former cop, his story, I love his story. I like him a lot. I actually, every time I turn it on, I'm like, I hope there's a lot about him today. Oh, this is really not matching up here. I did not stretch that much. I don't know how. Okay, well, what do you guys think? Look at that. What movie we were talking about earlier? Oh, they were talking about the outfit. I think they said that it's on Amazon Prime, but it has a lot of good sewing in it. But the way they build a movie, it's not going to draw the sewers in. So, but it sounds like it's less action than it sounds like. That's what I'm going to say based on what they've been talking about. All right. Do I shift it that much to match the plaid? I mean, I would. I did match the seam pretty good, though. All right, so we have this one, and we have this one. Let's trim this seam down. We'll do it with scissors. I can be a little more accurate this way. I had a panic attack. Okay. I'm trimming the back, by the way. So the front right now is facing up right here, because I'm going to push this seam toward the back. We almost have a whole jacket already assembled. I doubt you are, Ann. I hadn't either. I don't have Amazon Prime. I think maybe my husband does. I don't know. I forget to check there. I find their interface really confusing. So I get kind of like overwhelmed when I leave. Yeah, you missed Ray. Hi, Aisha. How's it going? Okay. What is this? Just making sure that this is my front right here and it's facing up, so I'm trimming the back. I wonder if we'll see Nancy today. I have her box sitting here. I went to the post office yesterday and there was a line out the door, so I couldn't pick up the package. Usually they just put it in my P.O. I have a P.O. box. I just put it in a package box. And I was like, well, she said it was a ruler. So I wonder if it didn't fit in the package box. Wait till you see how huge this box is. When she brought it out, I was like, it's just a ruler. It's like when you order a ruler from Waywack. If you want to feel good about yourself and your choices in life, make sure you throw some other things in there, because they're going to send you this gigantic, like literally a gigantic box. It's really funny. Yeah, okay, and I didn't like him very much in the show, but his character, it's really well made. I really like it. So, and I actually understand him so much better now. He really is like out to do good, which is kind of cute. All right, let's go to the iron and iron this. I love that we're talking about TV. It's kind of funny. Let me turn my thing so I can see the screen here. All right, so. Seam allowance looks kind of shallow right there. All right. You know, I think my iron cords feel a little better now that I detached them from one another, but we'll see. My husband came by yesterday and he was like, so how's the setup going, you know, and like, how's the rig? And I said, my only little thing is that this water cord here and this cord here, they're really stout, right? And if I want them long enough to be able to use my entire ironing board, it makes them dip below the ironing board, which it's not supposed to. And look, he bought me this thing yesterday. I don't think it's gonna work, but I love that he's like offering up some solutions. And that thing reminds me completely of something from like Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul cosplay. I can almost try this on now. Oh, cool, Terry. Yeah, he's so sweet. Yeah. Like the only reason I started watching it is because so many people have talked about it. And I'm like, I just do not see how this can be good. He was so stressful. He made bad choices. People who make bad choices really stress me out in shows. I stop watching shows all the time because I'm like, no, come on. Like, it's okay to make an occasional bad choice, not for drama's sake, you know? And he has some, yeah, it's just really good. Okay. Hey, Sydney, how's it going? Yeah, right, Terry? That's what I'm thinking. So, you know, like when he got me that, this is very curved right here, so it's a little bit of a struggle here. Oh, wait, I need to worry about my plaid matching. Shoot. I'll worry about my plaid matching, too. Where's my awl? Let's try and get this back on track a little bit here. Yeah, so I was thinking that, like, I don't want to over-engineer a solution. I'm even thinking something like lightweight elastic, like a light bungee elastic, just something to kind of let it float, you know? I am. I knew it. I was like, that feels a little thicker. Am I? Oh, I'm not. What? I thought I was sewing on, well, let's take this. Look at this. Look at this little whoop-de-doo there. Let's get rid of that. Let's go back a little bit. Why are these stitches so small? Let's take out a few. Saul was the lawyer. Yeah. Yeah, it holds the heat. It retains the heat. I didn't get mine for that reason, but I agree. I did notice that from my miniature. Wait, what did you say, Julie? From your miniature Saremy. What? Wait, what? Did you ask something, Julie? I don't see where it is. Yeah, exactly. Oh, from my, no, I did correct my stitch length. I think it's because, you know, another aspect of stitch length sometimes, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but when you are, where is this right here? When you are using, like making a garment that's kind of thick, some of your stitch length is going to be taken up with the stitch sinking down into the fabric, meeting the bobbin, right? So you have to make kind of a drastic adjustment to your stitch length if you want it to be longer when you're doing thicker fabrics. Yeah, I want it because they say it's not allowed to dip below the iron, you know? All right, let's see if I can Actually, I'm gonna put my back stitch right here so no one sees it. Somewhere where it's not that noticeable. I'm kind of weird that way. I'll just freewheel certain things, but back stitches, no. I want those, that's where I draw the line. I want those hidden. We all have our quirks. All right, see if we can get this a little straighter this time. I'm pulling the under layer so I don't get any like crumpling of that. I think that'll help. There we go, got past that. At least I got past that point there. Now we need to work on matching the plaid. Oh, that's good, Shem. Oh, you're finally back on track. That's awesome. I was really feeling your pain with how many you'd done, and it felt like everything was betraying where you thought you were. I hate that feeling. The start over moment, like I'm just starting over, you know? Yeah, right, Terry? I know. Those videos spoil us, don't they? It's not a pulley though, it's a spring, just so you know. It's like a long pole and it bends and there's a spring on it. So that's the kind of thing. I think they sell them on Waywack, to be honest. Maybe that's what I should get too. I picture, I think you know what I mean. I picture like when you see those little cars racing around on the ground and they have that little pole and it's like, it's like that. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like a pole with a spring and it can bend. Kind of similar, I feel like it's kind of the similar mechanic to industrial washing dishes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Terry. Yeah, you just reminded me of it because I have used those before. I've never owned one though. So I've never really looked at it. I took it for granted, you know? Yeah, exactly. It bounces on a spring, kind of. Yeah, it's kind of flexible. Yeah. You see what I mean? Like, if I hadn't matched my seam, which actually did pretty good, but if I hadn't, like right here in this step of the flat felled seam, you know, I could kind of move this around and make it match better. So it's kind of forgiving. I could also make it not match by accident because I'm being a little cavalier. I'm trying to get all my little threads in there too. Hi, Adina. Nice to see you. How are you? How is the lawyer training going? We were just talking about Better Call Saul. A lawyer for the people's people. A midterm in a few hours. Ooh, you got this. Midterm, so you're halfway through the semester. That's exciting. School's almost out. I actually feel like the pressure of my presser foot is a little high, and that's kind of pushing my plaid not to match right now. Let's see if it actually does though. No, it's pretty good. So really I'm my own worst enemy right now. The awl is helping that. Nothing to help my wiggly seam. Look at this little, it's like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of wiggly. The first seam was a little wiggly. 14 months of school. Woo! Wow, that's so exciting. What a boss you are, man. whole shirt's falling down here. All right, we're at this really curvy spot of the shoulder. Well, it's not that curvy, but it is curvy enough. Right here. This is just a flat felling show today. So flat fell. Live flat felling. Be better ASMR if I'd stop talking, probably. Yeah, this neckline matches. The other one doesn't. But look, it's about to. I don't know what you're talking about. It matched all along. I'm going to redo my back stitch right there. And right here. Anytime you do your trims, you know, you got to put your back stitch back on. Now I'm just trimming some threads here. I don't think there's a back stitch right here. Okay. We got a little cape right now. This is looking really cute. What do you think about flat felling on this jacket? Do you think it kind of gives it a more of an architectural shape? Plaid matching is down the center of the sleeve here. Kinda. Not really at the armhole. Oh, cool. Real tape adjustable iron holder. How much is it, Terry? I have a little cart going too. Maybe that's what I need too. So I didn't need my pole. All right, let's do the side seam and the underarm seam. This is the one that's going to be a little harder. We're going to do this wrong sides together. No, it's flannel. Yes, it's raw silk. No, it's flannel. It's Mammoth Junior plaid. This is what I'm making. This little crop jacket. Oh, it looks better right here. All right. Yeah, the phone doesn't show the greatest detail, does it? All right. I think that it's a kind of an interesting choice to leave the sleeve really simple. That's so funny. We all have a lot of this fabric. I love that. It's funny that this is the colorway that has pulled a lot of us in, because I think it's a very specific set of colors. You know, the gray, that butterscotch, the pink. Pretty good. All right, I'm just matching up my plaids right here. Look at this. What happened here? If the side seam angle isn't the same, the plaids won't match. Didn't I do a better job of that? Let's try and get this to match down here. The more real type adjustable iron holder. That's awesome. I'm gonna look for that too. I don't think that I had connected that iron holder with this style iron. I think I just stuck to the accessories that go with this. So yeah, no worries, Terry. How much is that iron holder, Terry? Is it very much? Okay, Saremy, get the seam allowance a little better here. Oh, but what I was saying is, what do you guys think about this sleeve finish with this jacket? Like, it's just a simple, straight up sleeve. About $50? Okay. Yeah, everybody needs this fabric. Oh, you know, oh, I forgot to think. Let's put hearts on here. Woo, that's a really big logo. Here we go. Yeah. We gotta thank Hart's. They gave me this product. Well, they gave me the fabric and the zipper. I already had the pattern because I wanted it anyway. But they're such a good friend to us. All right, I'm trying to get this plaid to match, but look, yikes. We're gonna try and ease it in a little bit. It's yarn dye, so it's pretty, what do I wanna say? Malleable. Yeah, I think a cuff could have been really cute. But yeah, when we could just roll it up and have a cuff too. A homemade, like a cuff, yeah. Cuff could be a solid color, yeah. Let's look at the waistband, honestly. A little bit of rippling here because I eased it. Looks like a lot right there. We're about to use this to hem over the other side. All right, is this the front? Yeah, I'm gonna trim this right now while it's in front of me here. I can roll the sleeves up since the underarm seam will be this flat felled look. It's another reason to do that on certain pant legs. You know, people will do flat felling so that when they roll up their pants, it looks clean on the inside. All right, let's do this one. Let's see how bad this one is. She's in the guild, yeah. She's been to workshop, I'm pretty sure. Right, Julie? Okay. We're going to, look at that. It's so great when you go to all the trouble of matching your plaids and then they don't match, isn't it? It's so awesome. You guys literally saw me match that. I don't know what to say. It looked like the angles of the side seams looked the same to me. Maybe they weren't. Yeah, don't worry, Tim. I think it's really out of context to try and connect someone in a live stream to someone in the guild, to someone in a workshop. For me, it's been interesting to keep track of everybody. I'm trying to get this back on track for the plaid matching, especially, like, I think where this counts the most when you're sewing is down here at the bottom of the sleeve and down at the bottom of the jacket. And your underarm, it's nice if it does, obviously. But sometimes if you have to prioritize, that's where I would prioritize because those are the higher visible areas. My pincushion's kind of far away. I keep putting it on top of my machine. I realize it's like in the way of the camera sometimes. All right, and so this must be the oh, this is the front on top. Okay, cool. We're gonna trim this one. This is so satisfying to cut. This is one of the things I do like cutting by hand, not with a rotary knife. I don't know why. Yeah, I did. Shem, I did, yeah. We did it all right side up. So that I had to make some sacrifices on the undercollar and the facings. Good luck on your midterm, Adina. Character evidence. Okay, cool. Character evidence. All right. This will be fun. We're going to do we're going to top stitch this whole underarm now. I'm not going to iron it just because I think ironing it I won't be doing. You know what? No, we're ironing it. I don't know what kind of excuse I was about to give, but we're going to iron it. We're going to go like this. Just offset it a little bit here. All right. Let's put it here. Don't want my sleeve to torque, so that is some of what I'm risking trying to match my plaid where it didn't. Always pull it really nice and taut. Okay. Yeah, no worries, Shem. Yeah, I thought it was the same, and then I was like, wait a minute. Oh, that's so cool, Lena. Wow, what an accomplishment. Hey, Leah, how's it going? All right, we're gonna do this on this side. I think it's easier to go toward the sleeve when you have these really like tight areas, you know. All right, this is a little backwards. Usually I'm folding on this side, but I'm folding on the other side right now, just so I can go towards the sleeve. My plaid's not quite matching, so we're just gonna try and fake it here. Pull the plaid. The seam's already sewn, right? So we were very, very, very close on fabric. It was kind of a definitely a nail biter. So that was my tip at the end yesterday, is if you're matching a plaid doing this particular jacket, I would give yourself at least a 1/4 yard more, if not a 1/2 yard. It was really hard because I also wanted, like, if the jacket hung open right here at the zipper front there, I wanted that to flop open and match there. So that's kind of gilding the lily in some ways, but I think visually you'll notice if it doesn't. So, oh yeah, exactly, Shim. Yeah, I cut, like they said you could put the grain line either way on the collar. I did one sideways and I did one the other way. Sorry, it's very, I could have done this a long time ago, sorry. Oh, I bet, yeah. It's not a hard plaid to match, thankfully, you know? Like, if it were a really big plaid, it would have been probably a different looking garment. This is really, really getting tight. I've done tighter, but it's the fact that we're doing the turn under. I'm constantly pulling under here, right here. You can't probably tell, but I am right now, like I'm pulling right now. I don't like that the inside seam to kind of blump over itself, you know? So that's why I pull it taut. You can get like a little tuck in it if you don't make sure. It's kind of why I ironed, just to kind of help that. Help prevent it. You could pin this if you wanted. I honestly think pinning this first would be just as frustrating. But I could be wrong about that. Maybe that would help it a little bit. We're almost there. Look, here it is. The other one will be easier because it won't be folding like I'm left-handed. Okay, almost there. I definitely want it to look good here because if I roll it up, I want the underside to look nice. We're almost there. Come on. Okay. All right. Let's do this one now, and then we'll have a jacket. This plaid doesn't match. It's bad. It's really bad. Okay, I'm gonna, when I have these really thick seams here, I almost didn't get the other one to work. So this right here, because this is thick right here, right? Because it's got a flat felled seam. To be able to bend around this, it gets really shallow. See how short this gets? So sometimes at these little areas here, when I have something thick to bend it around, I will trim this a little bit more, just right here. Like that. So see how it dips below? It's not going to look crooked because when this bends over, it's going to line up with this edge and this edge right here very nicely. We can get rid of some of these little threads to make it cleaner. Just don't trim those too close because they'll just start unraveling and you'll be kind of back in the same situation. And then now I have a bigger bite to stitch down, which is most important with flat felled seams. I will probably go back to the other one and make sure I caught enough of it. This is honestly the worst with flat felled seams, is when you are looking at the shirt you made for somebody else and you can see a tiny little frayed edge poking out from where you stitched it down because you didn't catch it all the way. I saw this on one of my husband's shirts last year, and I was like, what is that? He didn't notice it. And I think that to be a little stereotypical, more women sew than men. And so you will be sewing something maybe for a male friend or partner in your life. Did I just run out of thread? And that's when that happens, because I think that's when I see it the most, is I make these for my brother, my dad, my husband. I make a lot of flat felled shirts, So I guess my point is that I flat fell more for gifts for guys in my life than I flat fell for myself. That's where I'm going with that. And so I always see that since I don't do it for me, if I see an error, it's never on my garment, it's on somebody else's. So Elena, have you ever heard me joke around about when we would change threads at Chicken Boots? Like, me and Rayanne would do everything possible not to do it. It was so funny because for us, we had like multiple bobbins and all threads, you know, at least 2 each at every machine. So it was literally like a 20-second thing to do, but we would be like, well, if we do that, we would spend more time strategizing in the morning about sewing. Like, oh, we'll do this in this order in this machine and this machine. That way we don't have to change thread. And it's like, if we would have just changed thread, we would have saved the time of all the strategizing. It was so funny how and we would laugh about it too. Like, okay, we've talked about this for so long, we could have changed the thread 6 times now. But now that I'm only doing it here in the live stream space, I am the same way. I'm like, but I don't want to change the thread. All right. Let's double check this underarm right here. Okay, it looks like I got it okay. Cool, we have a little jacket. Let's throw it on the dress form really quick, because we can. We have the, sorry, it's really crowded right there. This is really cute. What am I? Oh, I'm stuck on, I have a collar on here. I forgot to take off. But we could pretend like the collar's on here to get an idea. This is pinned down here. I'm not already done now. Just the construction of the little jacket. It looks very Nancy Drew, and I'm here for that. I like the way the sleeve is hanging so far. So this gathers up, and there's a band. So I'm just looking at, hey Martina. Okay. I think the colors look a little washed out on this camera. What do you think of the collar? The collar looks pretty cute. That's the collar without the change, by the way. So, all right. What time is it? It's only 12:15. Jacket's very fast. What if I finish it today? Hi, Regina. How's it going? I did not adjust the shoulder. I'm using mine as an experiment. Yeah, I made the collar a little smaller, you guys. That's why I'm laughing. I'm like, it looks kind of cute. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have listened to you. All right. So we have our little jacket now. And it's inside out. But it is looking... We did all of that in an hour. Right? Sorry, I keep whacking the camera. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Gift bags on Saturday. Right. I have already so many. I've already made, because I've made a few off camera after I was done. Hi, Fiona. How's it going? I know. I was like, we could have sewing circle. Sewing circle was actually really fun. All right, we're going to assemble the... I'm going to assemble the collar. Wait, what's the next step if I were to follow the instructions? So let's do it in the same order. Let's check it out. It's the outer waistband. All right, so here we're at that dilemma that I'm trying to decide if I want to do maybe something a little different. I'm still like thinking like, can I do this? This is what I think. I think that it's possible to do what I'm thinking about if I sew the zipper on from the inside first. Let's get the pattern pieces out again, the little tiny ones here. This is what I'm thinking, okay. Because when I see it in my head, I feel like it's possible. All right, so let's say we put the zipper on our facing first, right? And this is the back side. This is the back side of the zipper, all right? And we include it on the bugger. Because we'd have to have the waistband, the inner, maybe that's what it is. Because if this had the waistband, I need a waistband. Let's grab this one here. Oh yeah, I'm just experimenting. If you're watching this on the replay, feel free to fast forward. I have an idea, like the directions are great to sew this together. There's nothing wrong with them. I just had an idea that I wanted to try, and so I'm just trying that. So let's see. Let's say that this is on the inside. Let's say this is on the inside. Okay. And then we have the zipper like this. Oh. No, this won't work either. Okay, so let's say that this is the inside of the garment, right? And no, that's not going to work either. I think just using these little pieces doesn't work for me. This is the good stuff. Sometimes I just like to experiment. Like I said, the instructions are great. It's just one of my preferences for sewing things when you have like a waistband or a cuff or a collar stand is I like to do the last stitch on the right side so I can control how it's going to look. Because this has a zipper and a facing on the inside, it complicates it. So, oh nice, Fiona, that's really cool. I know Elena's been doing a ton of leather work too. Let's try our life size pieces. So if we had, it's actually the facing that's the problem for my little experiment. So if we did that, right? And we did this, we put the zipper on. Where's my zipper? So if this was the right side, right? Now what if we did that? That's not going to work. Where's my facing at? Here's a facing. if I had this. I think I'm just making this too complicated. We're just gonna stick with the original. You know? All right, wait, I had these set out in a particular way. This was the, I just disregarded it. Here's my collar. Back neck facing, front facing. Okay. These are my good ones. These are my outer ones. Made a bag and a phone case. That's cool. That's really cool. So remember how I said, oh, I made a little mistake on my matching. See, there it is right there. Because I lined up the stitch line on here, right? And then when I did this, I lined it up in the middle there. I think we'll be okay. Oh, except that this is the opposite to, oh, wait, let's do this. Let's do this one here. There we go. All right, let's gather up the waistband, but let's put it right sides together right now so we don't get any more confused. I'm going to use a small seam allowance because if you remember, I was cutting it close on my fabric. Already making family camp. I like the sound of that. Just looking at my plaid there. It's not bad, but it could be a little better. I'm going to press this open. Do I want to like stitch down on either side? That almost gives me a full pink or full white stripe, but this one here is a little wigglier. Let's just press it and see how it looks. Oh, that's nice, Shem. You get some extra time. Cool. That looks, yeah. It's not that, it's kind of distracting, don't you think? Maybe not. I mean, maybe I'm overthinking it. I want to see, how much are we gathering here? Is it a lot? Is it a little? It's a fair amount. Okay. Oh, you thought I had a rib waistband? You know, there is something about how it looks on the model where it looks like it's tighter at the bottom than at the top of the waistband. I know exactly why that would, in your mind, translate to being a stretchy waistband. Sorry, I was just looking for any kind of, okay, cool. Put a gathering stitch in. I'm gonna taper this right here, blend in this little jog. In my effort to match my plaids. Am I gonna regret not breaking my gathering at the sides? I think so. We could do it at the center back. Maybe I'll overlap a little bit here and then start again. There's really not much seam allowance though for gathers. I didn't add the extra to all edges, only the edges that I was flat seaming. So, you know, hindsight, I'd probably add a little bit more seam allowance right here for the gathers. Let's do one more row. As it is, I think I'll lose a little bit of length because of it. All right. I always overlap my gathering stitches so that there's not that little dead flat spot, you know? You wouldn't, yeah, right, Heidi, exactly. I'm not going to accentuate it. It doesn't look wiggly on the inside. All right. In my head, I am still trying to figure out how to clean finish this whole thing. It's the facing though, that's the problem, because the facing, if you didn't clean finish the center front along the zipper on the inside, which a lot of jackets aren't. Oh, well that's funny, Terry, that's awesome. I like that. Yeah, exactly, Shem. I know, kids' clothes I think should be sewn with 1/4-inch seams sometimes. I'm like, well. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that, was that you saying that before, Fiona? And you did like a picture in the Guild about that? Because I like that too. I might be confusing it for the one where Libby said she uses a chain stitch for sewing toiles together, just in general, muslins together, and then, wait, let's pull this thread so I can find it later. Let's pull a little bit here. Oops. I don't know why I didn't get these even. Well. Trying also not to rub the raw edge there because of the gathers. I mean the fraying, sorry. Could have used an even longer stitch length. This stuff's a little tighter woven than you think. This is, I like when flannels are like that though. It's those really open weave flannels. I'm like, that's not very warm, you know? Oh, yeah, that's what it was, exactly. Yeah, it was. So same exact thing that Fiona does. That's awesome. Getting through this little thick seam right here. It's probably not going to gather up there. We'll just do our best there. I wonder if you could do pleats on this jacket, or if it's just too short for using pleats for gathering. Yeah, that's what it was. It was a little video. I remember that too. It would look like magic. The bra just disintegrated and it was just in pieces. I thought that was great. So smart. I love how smart you all are and clever, and you're also not like, I don't know, it's just like you're all so humble about it and down to earth, and I really love that. You're also open-minded. I think that's what it is like, you can tell when people are like, hey, I have this tip, but maybe there's a better tip out there. You know, you're open-minded. You don't think like, this is the only way to do it, you know. I think that's what's great about our community too, is that because we all come from all over the world and from different sewing backgrounds, we embrace different styles because there's so many ways to do the exact same thing, you know. Oh, a little top stitching on the pleat. Oh, that's actually a cute detail. I love that. You could even do inverted pleats. Yeah, just don't put it with your other threads. Or too humid, true. That would have been a problem where I used to live. Like there were plenty of days where it was 100% humidity there. I had curly hair there. That's the difference. When I came here, I was like, oh yes, I remember now. I grew up in a climate like this, and I never knew I had curl. It's not real curl, but like frizz, until I lived somewhere where it was very humid all the time. And I was like, what is this? Like, what is my hair doing? It was the funniest thing. That's my joke, is that my hair was my like barometric pressure or humidity indicator, you know? I missed what Leah said. Who are you talking about? Yeah, exactly. Everyone's absolutely welcome. Yeah, I love the thing. And you know, it's funny because someone will post something and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could never do it that way. And why couldn't I do it that way? Like what about my hand to brain communication wouldn't let me do it? But then I love that 4 people will be like, that's how I've always done it too. And it's almost like some of you haven't admitted to doing it because you were like, oh, because Saremy doesn't do that, maybe it's wrong, which I hope you know me by now. I don't ever think anything's really wrong, you know. Wait, someone named Rory Duffy, but that's my last name. Where did I do with the, oh, it's right here on my lap. All right, let's make sure we don't get this. Like, is there an upside down or a right side up? I think I would rather it end in the middle of a pink stripe than in the middle of a white stripe. So do that. Okay. This is the right side. This is the top, right? Yeah, so we wanted to go like this. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. You haven't done housework properly since I started with this. What? What does that have to do with it? Yeah, there is always an option. I haven't done proper housework since I moved out of my parents' house. Priorities. Exactly. Okay, so wait. This is the right side. I can tell by my thing. Okay. Stop confusing me. This is what I want to do, like this. Okay, here we go. But we're going to try and match this I'm going to lose a little on my center front there, unfortunately. Am I though? Yeah, I think I am. I had someone ask me a question in the guild about their industrial, and I was gonna find out who was that, because I was kind of curious, like if it got sorted out. They were having a funny issue where something was going side to side, and I don't know if they said that it was the fabric moving side to side or the needle, and it's a straight stitch. So I hadn't heard of that. I thought, oh, maybe it's a. Okay, where do I want to line this up? The seam is actually right here, right? So this is technically where it should go, the seam. Because remember, this is where I sewed it together. This is just a top stitch. So this is how it should line up, like this. Exactly, Heidi. Oh, I live off cereal too. When my husband goes out of town, because you guys know he does a lot of the cooking, he loves to cook. This is my meal. I eat a head of kale, a fried egg, maybe, but always I take a sweet potato or a yam, I slice it in half, and I roast it face down on a pan. So the first thing I do is I wash it, slice it in half, put it face down on the pan, and then put it in for like 35 minutes in a little convection oven. And then when it gets close, I will saute a head of kale and eat that for dinner. That's what I eat. Or cereal. And then when I'm feeling extra fancy, I throw an egg in there. And chili flakes. I like chili flakes on my kale. Oh, it's so embarrassing. Like, I didn't really grow up with a lot of cooking in my house. And not that we didn't eat well. We ate well. It's just, I don't know, my mom just wasn't that big into it. Oh, cool, Leah, I'm glad. I just love all those things. I love them together. So that's, you know. Okay, we need to take out some of these gathers. But when my daughter was a lot younger and my husband would go out of town, and she would say like, oh, Mom, I want teriyaki tofu with rice, right? And I'm like, okay. Because I just wasn't into cooking salmon, because that's the other thing she would like. Not to mention it would be expensive just to cook for your toddler, you know. But whatever it is, maybe she just wanted rice for anything. It's so embarrassing, but it's the one thing I'm just terrible at cooking. And I'll tell you why. I am not a tender. I am not someone who tends a pan cooking. I'm a baker. If you want lasagna, meatloaf, pot pie, heck, I'll even make sopes. Anything like that. Like I will, if I can put it all together, mix it all up, and then you just bake it all at once or cook it all. Sopes, you don't do that, but that's more my style. But tending a pan and like cooking onions, oh my God. So rice is not my forte, and I would be asking my husband over every time I'm like, okay, wait, what's the ratio of water to rice? And you can tell he's like in an airport telling his wife how to cook rice for the 15th time. And my daughter at one point was like, you know, I like it when Dad's home because the rice isn't burned. Yeah, it's exactly right. Amy, a rice cooker. We probably had one, Amy, and I was like, I don't know how to use that contraption. I can make you a roof for your chicken pen, but I can't make rice. I mean, it's just we have our strengths, you guys. I can make you the best biscotti you've ever had. You know? Kale and sweet potato. Okay, good. This is a thing. It must be a thing. It's so good. Yeah, now you can microwave it. This did not exist 20 years ago. So, And I prefer brown rice, which takes a lot longer. And my husband would be like, don't touch it. I'm like, okay. He's like, this is your kind of thing. You just leave it. I'm like, okay. Yeah. You don't think I want to make rice? I just don't make it. It's true. I don't make it. It's so bad. It's embarrassing. And I feel like saying all this, it's like very attention seeking. And that's why I never bring it up. But it's just, I'm not good at that. I don't stand there. This is like, I love toasted nuts. And I just love that we have a toaster oven now, because that's what I'll do. I just put them in there. Everything goes in on the bagel setting on 5. And I love that, because when I used to toast nuts in like the broiler under the oven, I'd burn them every time. I had to sit on the floor while I did it. Otherwise, I will burn them. So, you make yours in the pressure cooker? Yeah, I think my husband makes his in the Instant Pot now. I'm not sure. You freeze it? I like, this is like, I'm saying this most loving way of your wife, Aisha, but we're both so pathetic. Oh my gosh. That's so awesome. Your dad gave you a rice cooker 40 years ago. Okay. All right. Game face on here. We got some stripes to sew with our gathers here. So I mentioned this yesterday in the stream, like when you're cutting plaids, I always say, try not to cut your plaids when you have like your garment's going to end on a dark color, because it'll look 10 times wigglier if the line isn't sewn straight. And right now, this is definitely going to be kind of wiggly because of the gathers too. So I'm going to sew this slightly up here. Wait, I'm going to also line that up like that. Line this up like that. I'm going to go just above this gray line here. And we're going to try and keep this nice and straight. And we're going to pull the gather. Oh, let's put the stitch length back down here. Keep this raw edge. And I'm going to hold the gathers like this. Yeah, I love that little toaster oven, man. That thing, I could do anything with that thing. Yeah, I don't really cook a whole lot by pan except for an egg or kale. I love kale. Kale with Jane's Crazy mixed up salt. Okay, this is really confusing because of I'm looking at the line of the plaid here, and my gather line is going a little bit above my seam allowance, so we're gonna have to deal with that later. You grew up in New Orleans? That's awesome. When I think of New Orleans, I've never been, but one of my closest friends went to college there. I think of beignets. Of all the things to think about, I don't know why. I do think of a food thing. I'm trying to ignore the stripes on my garment because it's a curved edge. So, you got a waffle iron. Ooh, I've been seeing lots of little hacks for using waffle irons to cook things lately. We have one, but I don't know. It's actually out in storage. Oh yeah, a nice rice cooker. My husband had one when I met him. I think it might have died. All right. I don't like how this is like, I have to do a slightly larger seam allowance there, so that gray didn't show up as this little tiny wiggly line. Hi Michelle, how's it going? Yeah, I do like kale chips, but I choke on them all the time. I choke on everything. I don't know. The toaster oven's amazing. Like, say you have, like, my husband likes little sausage patties on Saturdays. He has it with a couple hash browns. And if you just put that in the microwave for 30 seconds and then finish it in the toaster oven, like, takes less time, and then you get that same, that like heat, hot heat. The only thing the toaster oven doesn't do well is toast. It'll toast it, but it just, I feel like it cools off really quickly. I've roasted whole chickens, made layered cakes in there. I love that thing. The only time I use my oven is to make granola and biscotti. We like biscotti. All right, where's this sewing here? So this went, oh, see, look at that. I have this little narrow white line here. So on this one, same thing. Okay. I just want to see how these will line up together. It's a little wiggly on this one here, so I think I'm gonna fix that. But look at it, it is a little bit crooked. So let's just change where this waistband is. You probably can't see it because it's probably bright white. It won't happen to the bottom here, but it will happen across the plaid matching, that is. Just trying to be aware of places where it will look really obvious where it isn't matched, or where your eye kind of goes to a dark stripe. I think I'll stop after I fix this thing right here and leave the rest for Saturday, because I'm thinking that maybe I will come up with this idea of sewing this a little bit, sewing this in a particular way by Saturday maybe, once I'm not doing it in front of people, because sometimes I just can't focus as well. Did I get that better that time? A little better. All right. When you have these threads like this, don't just pull on them because you might get a run in your fabric. Go like this, peel it away like this, and see, find them. See, there they are. And the culprit, and just pull them out like this. Sometimes it's okay. Like, it's okay to just yoink on them, right? Other times what can happen is it'll be connected to a vertical thread and you'll get a run. And there's no going back or fixing that. Like, I've tried. It looks cute. It's a very wide waistband, which I'm happy with that. It looks really cute. How much of oh, I'm not worried about matching this way. It's more that I was concerned about it looking not straight if I didn't sew. Oh, what am I looking for at the seam there? Because this is the center front. This is the Mammoth Junior plaid. So this is my center front. So I'm looking for this matching across right here. That's what I'm talking. That's what I was working on just now. And then the thing I was talking about before was just maintaining a parallel line, right? Because your eye goes right to this, right? And look at how it's a little narrower here and a little wider here. So that's what I'm talking about, and why I put this up at the top rather than at the bottom. I think if this is sewn, the seam down here is sewn in the middle of this pink, it's going to be a little more of an anchor than it being cream, first of all. And I think it's a softer blend between these two, like the value of these two. And so your eye's not going to go to it if it's as wiggly. Hey, I'm not planning on being wiggly, but you know, it's just the nature of the beast, right? You can't see your plaid from the inside. Maybe I should be more like illustrative of that because of the interfacing. So it's really hard to see where you're sewing on the inside. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Amy. I think I'll wear my Miriam trousers on Saturday so I can immediately put them on Yeah, let's, I'll try it on my, over my shirt. Ow. Let's try it. I just have a little, this is the Blue A dress made into a top by Deer and Doe. Ooh, it's very comfortable. Ooh, I feel so preppy, nerdy, and smart all at the same time. Doesn't really go with my shirt. It's gonna barely fit me. This is really cute. Is it going up at the shoulder? It's just optical illusion, huh? The sleeve feels very nice, by the way. Very comfortable. And then I'll have the collar. And the little antique zipper. I'm excited. This is very cute. And it's so comfortable. Oh, let's open this box from Nancy. Check this box out. You want one now? Nice. I didn't make any fit changes. I made the large. There's 2 size packages, and this is the lower package, but I'm at the top of the sizes in it. I didn't see Nancy today, but you guys are my witness. Yeah, it's not a way-whack box. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is all. Let's see if she left a note. No note. But I'm so glad that she told us that she sent it, because I wouldn't have known. She wants me to use this instead of what I use for my rotary knives. This is a big ruler. Cool. Well, thanks, Nancy. It's a little thicker than what I use. I'm usually using, oh, I don't have one sitting here. Don't I have one sitting here? Yeah. The only thing I didn't clean in my office when I redid it recently was this cart next to me. Maybe I'll do that today. So usually I use this kind of ruler. This one's broken in half, and I did that on purpose. But you can tell it's a lot thinner. So she wants for safety reasons. So yeah. Yeah, and it's got the little tacky things on them. See this little circle? I don't know if you can see that little circle right here. It's got a texture. Yeah, but Terry, I know the way-whack box, it's usually like taller and deeper, and you'll get rulers in it. I'm like, my husband's like, did they seriously do that? I'm like, they did. All right, I love this jacket. This is really comfortable. I can't wait. It feels really good. Like it feels great. I love the sleeve. What do you think about the plaid matching? We don't really notice it yet. We spent so much time on it, and there's really not much showing yet. This is so cute. Cool. All right, well, thanks for putting up with some of my non-experimental experiments. Maybe on Saturday I'll have something more concrete in that vein. Yeah, shout out to Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. You guys never have to send me gifts like that. That was really nice. I got the cool rotary knife this year too. So yeah. So Saturday I'll be sewing the collar and the zipper and finishing the waistband. So your cart looks the same way. I know my cart's getting a little full there. It was always freaks me when you use the flexible skinny rule with the rotary cutter too. I think the quilters are talking now. Yeah, it's not, this one's not supposed to be used with a roller cutter, yeah. Cool. I'm glad. Well, hopefully I'll have something, because I think that I think what I'm thinking can work, but I also think that it might not because of the facing. So sometimes you just can't overcome all of the things you want with the steps you want without making it too complicated and hard. And I'm not trying to make it harder. I'm trying to make it simpler. I never finish waistbands by leaving the very top edge open. And I wanted to do that recently. I was like, that's another option, because maybe for someone that would work better for them, because then you could sew your waistband from the inside and the outside right sides together, right? So your inside waistband, your outside, like on jeans. I'm talking on jeans. And then you'd pull up your waistband, you'd sew your ends, pull up your waistband, tuck in the ends, and top stitch it. And I feel like for a lot of people that would be really appealing. I think there's a lot that could go wrong with that, but at the same time, I still think it's easier than the way people try and catch the inside waistband from the outside. I think that that's just no one does that in the industry. So I don't know why home sewers put themselves through that. It's just, there's no badge for that. Except that my hat is off to you. So, all right, well, I'll see you Saturday, finishing up this jacket. Okay, now I need a little top to go under it. But I think the fabric that I got for that other top is gonna make it. This feels, I'm not kidding, it feels so good. I barely feel it on me, and it's like so cute. It's gonna look really good with my Mitchell trousers too, which are like a beige linen. And then my Miriam trousers are like golden yellow. I hope this goes with those. I feel like I might look like Saul from Better Call Saul in that outfit. And I'm not thinking that's a good thing. But there's literally like 1,000 people who live here, so oh well, right? Pink top, mustard pants. Yeah, exactly. All right, I'll see you guys Saturday. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you guys in the guild. I can't find my mouse. There it is. Okay. It does not have a lining option, but if you line it, I could totally show you what I'm thinking with the sewing. You could just cut two of the second one. Hey, D-Mac, how's it going? Or Violet, how's it going, Violet? Yeah, you could just line the body or the sleeves for sure. You wouldn't need flat-filled seams either. Right, Heidi? Exactly. Strut through the grocery store looking like Saul. I'm the people's grocery shopper. Hi, Adrian. Bye, Adrian. All right, guys. Nice seeing you guys. Bye.